Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love MMA as much as I do. Now, I know this upcoming battle with Nate Diaz and Jake Paul, when is it, August? Is a boxing match. But Nate Diaz is from MMA, and Jake Paul is affiliated with MMA because of how he's called out Conor McGregor and talked about Dana White in the UFC in the past. So, here we go. I thought about this fight very little. I just know this video is going to get me some viewers. I hope so. Um, you know, I want to pick Nate Diaz because Nate Diaz has so much more fighting experience. I don't think he's too old to fight. I mean, he didn't look terrible against Tony Ferguson. He beat him pretty convincingly how he beat him standing up. Not too many people can whoop Tony Ferguson on the feet like that, like he did, making Tony go for a takedown when they fought. And I know Tony's not really at his best right now, but that's still an impressive win for him. Um, but I'm gonna go with Jake Paul. Here's the thing: I don't think Jake Paul is a better fighter than Nate Diaz. I think if they have a street fight, obviously Nate Diaz is gonna win. If they fight in the MMA world, Nate's gonna beat him very easily. But because Jake Paul, I think, is getting better as a boxer, I think he is a legit boxer. And even though I don't think he's an elite level boxer by any means right now, the fact that he's still getting experience, he's coming off a loss to Tommy Fury. I think he gets it done. I don't think he'll knock out Nate Diaz because Nate is very tough. He's never been knocked out with punches before. He's been TKO'd by Jorge when he got finished because of a nasty cut, and he got knocked out with a head kick by Josh Thompson. But other than that, he's never been knocked out with hits. So I don't think Jake Paul's going to do it either. Now, if he knocked out Nate Diaz with one big punch like he did with Tyron Woodley, or knocked him out with several strikes back to back, that wouldn't shock me so much because it's boxing. Jake Paul's been doing pretty well for himself. Despite what people want to say, I think he's a legit boxer again. But I just think the fact that Jake Paul's bigger, he's got a lot less mileage in his system as far as fighting goes. He's fresher. I think he's gonna fight smart with Nate Diaz. It's gonna be a heck of a press conference when they have it. There's gonna be a lot of good trash talk back and forth. And not to say that Nate can't do it, but Nate Diaz, he's not Anderson Silva, Meaning he doesn't have the technique and the skills to beat somebody like that, like Anderson Silva would. That's just my opinion. Nate's more of a brawler. Anderson Silva can brawl, but he's more of a technical fighter. That's why he's so successful in his career, boxing and MMA. So with that being said, I think Jake Paul will outsmart Nate Diaz. I think he'll outstrike Nate Diaz. He will evade a lot in this fight. Nate's going to try to stand and brawl. He's going to go back to the second Conor fight where Nate was chasing Conor around, but Conor tagged him too many times. He outstruck him because he didn't stand in front of him and try to brawl like he did the first time. And I think Jake Paul's going to take a similar approach with boxing. Again, I'm not a boxing expert, but that's just how I see the fight going down. I got Jake Paul by unanimous decision.